What do you think your definition of hate is?
I think hate is a certain dislike towards a person or a group of people.
I think hate is a really strong dislike towards a certain group of people. Sometimes you can hate people for a reason, whether it's an experience or sometimes it's taught or influenced by others, or sometimes you just don't really have a reason for hating people. It's just like a natural human nature that we all have.
I think hate is a strong, passionate dislike towards something or someone.
I think hate is when a person has a strong dislike of a group of people or a person purely due to the fact that they are different than them and that they will be cruel to that person to an extent that it can be considered hatred.
I mean, I think it's ugly, and I don't think it should be here, like, in the world, but it's, like, easily influenced by everyone, so.
I think hate is a strong dislike that grows towards someone for being different or unique in their own way just because they're not the same as you are.
Yeah, discriminating against somebody for, like, an invalid reason, like something that you dislike about them that isn't really of any significance.
I think hate is a normalized word that we've had, kind of like love, where it's just become this regular saying that people say, oh, I hate this, oh, I hate that. People say, oh, I love you, oh, I love this, oh, I love that. It's not just a simple word. It's a word that you use to strongly feel about something that you really feel powerful about. And to hate another human being is one of the worst things somebody could say. It's not just just because they didn't do something that I like, I can't say that I hate them. I could say that I don't agree with what they're doing or I dislike their actions, but you don't hate them. Everybody should love everybody, whether they're not necessarily the nicest person or they're the greatest person in the world. Everybody should love everyone and nobody should be hating or anything like that. You can dislike a person because of the way they are or because of the things that they do, but we shouldn't hate anybody.
Not really individual experiences, but in general, I have seen other people get bullied. Like, there was a time, I think in junior high, where some people were giving this other person a hard time because of the way they dressed and their appearance. And I thought that wasn't fair because that person is just trying to express themselves and they should have their own, freedom to dress however they want without being judged.
One time when I was about 7 years old, I was at a playground and I saw some kids and I tried playing with them. They happened to be white, but their brother, the older brother, told me I couldn't play with them because I was black. And I really didn't know what that meant because I didn't really know what racism was. But I think that was like one of my earliest experiences of ever experiencing hate.
I experienced it pretty heavily in junior high, a little bit in high school, more verbally in high school than junior high, but I get called a junkie a lot because of the way that I present myself, and it's kind of unfair because it's like judging a book by its cover. It's not cool.
I have not had an experience of bullying, but a lot of my friends have due to their weight or how they identify with like a sexuality or something, or due to the way that they're dressed.
Back in 6th grade and a little bit through junior high school to like 8th grade, I was bullied for how I dressed and my appearances, and people used to call me pregnant just because it's called a Buddha belly, but it's just something you have as a child, and people made fun of me for it. And when I tried to change and work out, they bullied me even more for it because they said I was trying to fit in, and it was they kind of pitied me in a way, and it was pretty hard. But Bothell definitely doesn't have as much hate as it like other schools do, and so it's really nice being somewhere that you feel accepted.
Yeah, throughout school, there have been multiple occasions where people have like made fun of me for being light-skinned or not being black or not being white, which doesn't really make sense. I mean, clearly I'm half black and half white, but for some reason people like to point out one over the other and say that it's a flaw, say that it's bad.
When I went to a private school for K through 8th grade, and I have dyslexia pretty severely, and all growing up, like in 1st grade, I would only read this one book because it was the only book I knew how to read, because I didn't really learn how to read until 2nd grade. And I read that one book, and the teacher called me out on it straight in the middle of class, took away that book, and made me feel bad about myself. And that kind of stuck with me throughout the rest of my years until 8th grade, until I graduated that school. And it was hard, but recently coming to a new school, making new friends, it's been a lot better. And there hasn't been as much hate here at Bothell, which is something I like to be proud of and make sure I like to help out with people who feel maybe hated.
Hate is ugly. Hate is wrong. It really is. I've had some experience with hate in my own life, but I just want to bring to the attention an article I read in the Seattle Times today that really represented hate at its core, especially after we had our Veterans Day Assembly, which was so awesome. So in Texas, there was a veteran who came into Chili's restaurant, which was offering veterans a free lunch. He came in with his military ID and his discharge papers and a service dog and papers for that service dog. A person came over to this man and said he was German, and because he was German, black people shouldn't be eating lunch in Chili's in Texas. Then the manager came over to this same veteran and told him he did not believe he was a veteran. Then he wasn't allowed, he had to pay, he wasn't allowed to take his leftovers with him. He is a veteran. It was proved. That's hate. That's like the epitome of hate, right there, right in the face. Has it been directed at me? Yep. In high school, I had some issues. Other students not being kind to me and hating. And in our own school, when we had a bulletin board of compliments, there were swastikas put all over the bulletin board. That's hate towards me, who's of Jewish heritage. That's hate, and we need to have Bothell High as no place to hate school. Thank you.